Ladies and gentlemen, there are two articles that show the obstruction issue, which they're getting at Trump. He was charged for obstruction, is complete nonsense. Okay, I come with the receipts. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. It's interesting because whenever there's like an indictment, an obvious political stunt, has nothing to do with the rule of law. If the rule of law meant anything, then Clinton and Hunter would have already been indicted. Because they actually did commit crimes. Trump did not. If you hear that and you say, oh, you're part of a cult. No, actually it's you that's part of not only a cult, it's a religion. It's a religion. The Democratic Party is a religion, and the priests and the high commissioners or the people who lead the religion, their motto is, well, Trump is worse. But the reality is he's not. He's not worse. It's actually the Democratic Party that actually committed crimes. Trump did not. You can't have servers with top secret intel. How do you even transfer from a digital or cybersecurity perspective classified data onto Clinton's cell phone? It is literally impossible. But they obstructed everything. We don't even... when Democrats obstruct, they obstruct even the question from public consciousness. And so the question that everyone should ask is, how on earth did Clinton have secret, private, independent servers siphoning classified data onto them from secure government networks, computers, servers, hardware? It's not only impossible, it's illegal. So that's clear crime. But the Honorable James Comey couldn't find intent. Okay. And then, of course, the hardware was completely wiped, deleted. All the stuff was deleted. And hardware and computers and cell phones were obliterated with hammers. But no obstruction. Okay. Then, of course, the obstruction from Twitter suspending the New York Post. I mean, when they obstruct, it's at a systemic level. Then you have all these systemic issues with the Democratic Party we can get into on other topics. But here, then they complain about systemic issues like, no, you preside over the poverty and the crime rates, and you ignore it and focus on everything else but alleviating poverty, and poverty went up under the Democratic Party the past couple of years. Poverty reached a record low with Trump. We had record low poverty with Trump. But anyway, the systemic issues Democrats preside over and cause with their policies probably shouldn't have shut down economic activity in every major state gleefully by wonderful Democratic Party governors. But here, nothing to see here. Barr downplays DOJ inquiry into classified records at Trump Resort. This is last year in the Washington Examiner. Now, William Barr stated that it was the DOJ that was obstructing its own investigation by blocking the National Archives from sharing documents. And quote, and this is exactly why you should hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Quote, personally, I think it's making a mountain out of a molehill, in the sense that the president is the one, the whole classification system is for the president. Barr told Fox News' Martha McCallum, it's his authority that is used for it. And he can declassify or classify things if he wants. And I think this seems to be perhaps a technical violation, but I don't think much will come of it. Okay, what changed? Well, there's 30 documents that are said to be so secret that he had in Mar-a-Lago. But the Federal Bureau of Investigation already knew. Wall Street Journal, FBI quest for Trump documents started with breezy chats, tour of a crowded closet. I've spoken about this article endlessly. And a top bureau official gave Trump a thank you note and told Trump to just put another lock. He's a former president, okay, with the power to declassify. President Obama stated he was the first digital president. None of his archives, none of his records are online. And according to the Presidential Records Act, he had oh my God, what, millions upon millions. Well, how many documents? How many documents did President Obama have? Let's see. And then AP, Associated Press, President Obama didn't keep millions of classified White House documents. Yeah, well, he had 30 million documents What are the chances that in 30 million documents there's a classified record, and then they say, well, the National Archives looked at them and they weren't classified? How long what was the process of the National Archives to investigate or inspect 30 million documents? This is how they lie all the time. This is like when President Obama stated that he didn't know that Clinton had private servers. Of course he knew. Of course he knew. He conversed with Clinton via email, knew that she didn't have a state.gov, and it was about servers, not emails. Okay? It's but her servers, not but her emails. But here, then they say, they make these outlandish comments, Democrats, and then that's how they lie also, because it's never investigated. Trump makes a claim that he's innocent, and it's like, oh, no, investigate 7 more years. He might be an operative of another country. But anyway, the Federal Bureau of Investigation already was in contact, visited Mar-a-Lago, did not have to raid his resort, did not have to do what they did. They didn't do that with Clinton or Hunter or Joe. Why with Trump? Because it's politically motivated. It's pretty obvious. If you're a morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat, and you can't see this as politically motivated, then almost certainly you're the person who's part of the cult or the religious organization, which is, hey, I believe in God and it's fantastic. Believing in God is a beautiful thing, or a religion. It's great. As long as you don't take it overboard. But if you're a wonderful, morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat who happens to be an atheist, your religion is John Brennan, James Comey, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, CNN. That's your religion. You worship that. Consensus that happens to just tell you and agree with you on everything. Okay? Consensus that silences opposing viewpoints. And so it's like this. It's like things that make no sense, would never have made any sense 10 years ago, make perfect sense to Democrats now. So they have no problem. They have no problem going after Trump. But when they actually committed crimes, for example, Hunter and Joe, with hundreds of millions of dollars going into corporations and beneficial treatment taking place, and yes, a prosecutor was forced out, and yes, beneficial treatment took place. People were willing to testify regarding that. U.S. foreign policy was altered. When that happens, it's hide the crimes within the Democratic Party, go after Trump for absurd, outlandish, over-the-top, sensationalized accusations. He's an operative in another country. So it's like, on a side note, like the average atheist says, oh, you can't prove the existence of God. There's no evidence. Well, where was the evidence? Where was the evidence with Trump? Oh, a Steele dossier? You believe that? You believe a Steele dossier? Most Democrats don't even know what the Steele dossier was. They don't even know what ignorance is bliss. They just don't like Trump. They despise him. They don't care. They don't care about its blind faith. At least if you have faith in God, it's like, okay, there's something spiritual or, more than just, you take, God forbid, your last breath on this earth. Okay, you're not going to go see America's intelligence agencies. You'll very possibly or likely be proven correct about your specific religion or a God or whatever. The point I'm trying to tell you is, at least religion, you have a faith in something that nobody has ever experienced, okay? Your last breath on the planet, okay? And then maybe you're judged for your sins and you're rewarded for all the good things you did. Okay, in an afterlife. That's, okay, from a theological perspective, I'm getting lost in the weeds here. But you're giving, that's a faith, okay? With Democrats, their faith is that one day something will happen to imprison Trump. But it never is going to take place. Trump will never, not even a second, spend a second in jail because he didn't commit a crime. It was Clinton and Hunter and Joe who actually did commit crimes. It's not partisan to be correct on a topic. Like the great Christopher Hitchens, who's, by the way, an anti-theist. Love Christopher Hitchens because he wasn't tribal. That was the beauty of him. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right